Oh, hello, people. It's Ken David Stewart with another edition of What's Up. Yeah, I've been working the last couple of days, so I didn't get time to really do a video. But I've got the day off today, so I figured I'd do another video. This morning when I got up, I know I felt like watching a video. I actually have tons of wrestling videos. I'm not too interested in what the WWE is doing now, presently. But in the 90s and the 2000s, I really was quite into it. And one of my favorite stars was Jake the Snake Roberts. See if I can get this focused somehow for Jake. Trying to get a clear picture of Jake in there. There's Jake the Snake Roberts DVD set. Pick your poison. Now, Jake has been and probably still is one of the most colorful characters in all of professional wrestling. He was featured in another really good DVD called Beyond the Mat, which is kind of a documentary on the lives of professional wrestlers and what life is really like for them. I have a copy of that someplace too. But Jake the Snake Roberts, Pick Your Poison, is unlike any video that I have in my collection. Because the first disc is pretty well Jake telling his autobiography. He's telling his story. He's telling his story of his life, and it is quite a story. Most people will not have lived a life that anything like Jake the Snake Roberts. So I highly recommend it. If you're into biography or you're into wrestling or you really just want to hear a good story. And there's two discs in it. The second disc is on some more famous matches, like the one with Randy Savage, in which the snake actually bites Randy Savage, and Jake's trying to get the snake off Randy's arm. So there's lots of good highlights in that one too. Okay, highly recommend that video. Now, I think there's two books that have come out on the Casey Anthony trial. One of them is called Imperfect Justice. Trying to get the focus on that. Imperfect Justice by the prosecuting attorney, one of them, Jeff Ashton. Now, this is a very good book because it's written from the prosecution's point of view and how Mr. Ashton perceived the case. Now, all the key facts are in this book. You might be a bit disappointed, though, if you followed the case as closely as I did, including the trial, because you won't learn that much that's actually new about the Casey Anthony story and the Casey Anthony trial. But it's interesting to hear it from the prosecution's point of view, and especially his views on Jose Baez. Another book, it's out now, by Keith Abloh, MD, forensic psychiatrist, called, move this around the right direction, get a good focus, is called Inside the Mind of Casey Anthony. Now, this one is a totally different book because from using the materials and the interviews and the reports that he had access to, Dr. Abloh is trying to figure out the psyche of Casey Anthony. And he also, gives some suggestions or opinions on what he thought might really have happened to Kaylee. But basically, it's very much an exploration of dysfunction in a family, extreme dysfunction in a family, and how that affects generation after generation. But if you're at all into, true crime or at all into, psychological type interpretations, then this book I would highly recommend. Okay, that's over and out for me for this time. For Ken David Stewart. Have a good day, people.